सहारे जिसकी गर्दे राह हूँ वो कारवां तू है।
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I hope all of you are in the best state of Iman and health. In today's lecture, we are going to study similes in a little more detail, and we are going to look at the use of similes in the form of sentences. First of all, I would like to repeat what a simile is. Okay, a simile is a group of words. A simile is a phrase that is used to compare two things. Okay, similes are used to compare two things, and the similes always contain the word as or like. Either the word as will always be present in a simile, or the word like will always be present in a simile. Now we will look at some examples of similes used in sentences. So in the first example, we have the simile as cold as ice. Okay, the juice is as cold as ice. This means that the juice is very cold because ice is very cold. So when we say that the juice is as cold as ice, it would mean that the juice is also very cold. The second example we have is Emma's hair are as black as coal. Now coal is very black, so that means that Emma's hair are also very black. Emma's hair are as black as coal. As black as coal is a simile. The third example that we have is the kitten is as light as a feather. Now you all know that a feather is very light, and a baby kitten is also very light if you pick it up. So therefore we can use the sentence the kitten is as light as a feather. Okay, as light as a feather is a simile in this case. Moving on, John is as tall as a tree. So you know that trees are very tall, and here you can see that John is also quite tall. So we use the sentence John is as tall as a tree, which means that John is very tall. The next example we have is the lake is as dry as a bone. Okay, so when you take a clean bone, you feel it feels very dry, right? So we can use the simile that when the lake has no water in it at all, you can see there's no water in this lake. So we can use the sentence the lake is as dry as a bone, which means that the lake is very dry. The next example is the box is as heavy as lead. Now lead is a metal. Lead is a metal, and it is a very heavy metal. Okay, it is not very easy to pick. So now this box over here is also very heavy. So we can use a sentence that the box is as heavy as lead. Okay, because the box is also very heavy, we say that the box is as heavy as lead. Moving on, now you can see that this is a very old man, right? And hills and mountains and other natural parts of the landscape are also very old. So we can use them as a simile. The simile over here is as old as the hills. And the sentence we have as an example is that my grandfather is as old as the hills. This means that my grandfather is very old. Okay. The next example is the cake is as sweet as honey. Now we know that honey is very sweet. Okay. So if the cake is also very sweet, we can use the simile. The cake is as sweet as honey, which would mean that the cake is also very sweet. Then we have another example. This table is as hard as a rock. Okay, so a rock is very hard, very tough. So if this table is also very hard, we can say that this table is as hard as a rock. The next example we have is, this bird is as white as snow. So snow is very white in color, right? And you can see that this bird also has a beautiful white color. So we can use the sentence, the bird is as white as snow. That was all about today's lecture. Thank you very much everyone. Stay blessed all of you. Allah Hafiz.